Here. Alright. Here, go ahead. Alright, what book do we have tonight? Santa is Coming to Maryland.
I don't like Santa.
I don't like Santa. Okay. Well, boomed Santa.
Mommy,
Have all the children from Maryland been good this year? Wait until I'm done. Well, mostly, answered the little old elf as he bustled across the busy workshop to Santa's desk. Santa peered down at the elf from behind the tall, teetered piles of letters that all the children of Maryland had sent him. Mostly, Santa asked, looking over the top of his glasses. Yes, but we've all been especially good. They've all been especially good in the last few days, said the elf. Jolly good, chuckled Santa. Then we'd better get their presents loaded.
This is Santa.
These descriptions and this illustration in this book is really good. Even though the sack of presents was really, really big and the elves were really, really small, they seemed to have no trouble loading it onto Santa's sleigh, though how they managed to fit such a big sack onto the one little sleigh, even they didn't know. But somehow they did. Splendid, boomed Santa. We're ready to go. Not quite, Santa, said little old elf. One of our reindeer is missing. Missing? Which reindeer is missing? Asked Santa. All done? Watch out. The youngest one, Santa, said the elf. It's his first flight tonight. I've called him, but just then, a young reindeer strolled up, munching on a large carrot. Where have you been? Asked Santa. But the youngest reindeer was crunching so loudly that it was no wonder he hadn't heard the little old elf calling. Oh, well, never mind, Santa said, giving the reindeer a little wink. He took out his Santa wit nab and tapped in the coordinates for Maryland. This will guide us to Maryland in no time. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Ooh, excuse me. With a flick of the reins and a jerk of the harness, off they went, racing through the sky. Ho, 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 laughed Santa. We'll soon have these presents delivered to Old Line State. Santa's sleigh flew through the starry night, heading south across the Atlantic Ocean. On they flew into the wintry night, crossing over Canada in the wink of an eye. The sleigh was flying over Lake Huron and on over Pennsylvania. The youngest reindeer was very excited. He had never been away from the North Pole before. They were just crossing over the Blue Ridge Mountains when suddenly they ran into a blizzard. Snowflakes swirled around the sleigh. They couldn't see a thing. The youngest reindeer was getting a bit worried, but Santa didn't seem to be concerned. In 2 miles, said the Santa nav in a bossy lady's voice. Keep left at the next star. But, ma'am, Santa blustered, I can't see any stars in all this snow. Soon they were hopelessly lost. Then through the howling blizzard, the youngest reindeer heard a faint ringing sound. Bing bong. They looked over at the old reindeer with the red nose, but he had his head down. Bing bong, bing bong, bing bong. There was that sound again, like church bells ringing. The youngest reindeer turned around to look at Santa, but Santa wasn't looking. He seemed to be arguing with a little box with buttons on it. With a flick of of the harness and a jerk of the reins, the youngest reindeer gave a sharp tug and headed off towards the sound of the bells, pushing Santa and his sleigh behind him. "Whoa!" cried Santa, pulling his hat straight. "What's going on?" Then, to his surprise, he heard the ringing sound. "Well done, young reindeer," he shouted cheerfully. "It must be the bells of the Baltimore Balisca. Don't worry, children, Santa is coming." Then suddenly, crunch. Then the sleigh hit something as it plummeted through the snow clouds. "You have arrived," said the Santa Nav unhelpfully. Finally, when the snow had died down and the clouds parted, Santa discovered exactly where they were, stuck right at the very top of Emerson Tower in Baltimore. "Everybody pull." The reindeer pulled with all their might until at last, with a screeching noise, the sleigh scraped clear of the tower. Santa steered them safely past the Sports Legend Museum, over Davis Planetarium, and down in Federal Hill Park. Luckily, there was no real damage done, but the packages had all been jumbled up. Santa quickly... Can you get out of the way? Santa quickly sorted out the presents into order again. "All right," said Santa. "Thanks to this young reindeer, I know where we are now. Don't worry, children. Santa is coming." Santa drove his sleigh exactly from rooftop to rooftop over Maryland, popping in and out of chimneys as fast as he could go. There were big chimneys in Towson and small chimneys in Ocean City. He squeezed down thin chimneys in Annapolis and plummeted down fat chimneys in Atlantic City. The youngest reindeer was amazed at how quickly they went. Santa never seemed to get tired at all, and it looked like the children in Maryland were going to be very lucky this year. But the youngest reindeer was starting to feel a bit weary, and quite hungry too. In house after house, Santa delved inside his sack and for packages of every shape and size. He piled them under the Christmas tree and carefully filled up the stocking with surprises. In house after house, the good children of Maryland had left out a large plate of cookies, a small glass of milk, and a big crunchy carrot. Santa took a little bit of each out of each cookie, a tiny sip of milk, wiped his beard, and popped the carrots into his sack. From Germantown to Hagerstown, from Cumberland and Cambridge, from Frederick to Finksburg, and all the places in between, Santa and his sleigh visited every house in Maryland. Santa delivered presents to Allison, Andrew, Annie, Aaron Bell, Archie, Ashley, and the list went on and on. That's really pretty. Finally, Santa delivered the last present on his long Maryland list. "Great moons and stars," sighed Santa. "It's past midnight, and my sack seems as heavy as ever. I hope I haven't forgotten anyone." Santa opened his sack and checked, but it was full of juicy, crunchy carrots. Santa divided the carrots among all the reindeer. "Well done," he said, patting the youngest reindeer gently on the nose. But the youngest reindeer didn't hear him. He was too busy munching. Then it was time to set off for home. Santa reset his Santa Nav once more to the North Pole, and soon they were speeding over Chesapeake Bay, past Fort McHenry, and over Liberty Lake through the crispy, starry air. Ho, 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 laughed Santa. Merry Christmas, Maryland. The end. This book is called Santa's Coming to Maryland. Bye, guys.